pretty simple. If you want to get ahead of 99% of people, then you need to acquire the skills, attitudes, and habits of the top 1%. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, then you know I've already covered the basic ideas on discipline, focus, and all the other things you see from self-help media. Today, however, I'm going to cover 4 more skills that you will need if you want to be successful, starting with delayed gratification. In order to achieve something you never thought you could, you're going to have to do things you've never done. That often means choosing pain over pleasure, which means being able to delay gratification. The marshmallow experiment demonstrates the power of delayed gratification. Children between the ages of 4 and 5 years old were placed in a room alone with a marshmallow. They had the option of either eating the marshmallow immediately or wait 15 minutes so then they could have 2 marshmallows. Most children ended up eating the marshmallow within 15 minutes. However, a select few were able to wait the entire 15 minutes and enjoy 2 marshmallows. The researchers followed these children for 40 years following the experiment and found that the kids who were able to resist the temptation of the marshmallow generally led more successful and more disciplined lives. This makes perfect sense. Thinking long-term instead of short-term will get you farther in life. There's no such thing as a path of least resistance, a quick fix, or a life hack. Success is built by millions of decisions over a long period of time. You have to be willing to delay gratification. This means making sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. The next skill we will cover is obsession. Motivation comes and goes. It's unreliable and fleeting. This makes it a poor foundation for achieving your goals. Instead, become obsessed. Obsession is an intense and enduring passion for something. When you're obsessed with a goal, it doesn't matter if you feel motivated or not. You'll work towards it regardless because it's something you deeply care about. Obsession allows you to push through pain, fear, and any obstacle that may be in your way. It keeps you focused and committed even when things get tough. If you want to achieve something truly meaningful, find what you're passionate about and focus your energy towards that. The more obsessed you are, the further you'll go. The next 2 skills are the most important, and in a way, they kind of go hand in hand. Organization and self-reflection. Let's start with organization. This skill is often overlooked. Most people lack a solid organization system. They're constantly reacting to life instead of proactively shaping it. If you want to become successful, you need to be able to stay on track no matter how chaotic your life gets. This requires organization. There are 24 hours in a day, meaning there's no excuse to not be able to get things done. Clearly define your priorities. What are the most important things you need to accomplish? Then, create a structure to support these priorities. Develop systems that help you make progress every single day. It is hard to incorporate any other skills you need if you're not organized. Clarity creates focus, while confusion will only lead to procrastination. In addition to being organized, you will also need to master self-reflection. Self-reflection might be the most important skill on this list. You need to be your own toughest critic. This doesn't mean being overly negative and looking down on yourself. It just means being honest. Understand that your circumstances are your fault, and hold yourself accountable when you act in a way that does not align with your goals. Objectively reflect on where you are and what you are doing so you can identify areas where you need to improve. What are you doing that isn't working? Use self-reflection as a tool for refining your processes and making sure that your efforts are pushing you in the right direction. The reason why most people aren't successful is because the road to achievement involves pain, suffering, and a level of discipline that most people are not willing to cultivate. If you want to rise above and achieve the things that you've always wanted to, you will need to be organized, competitive, obsessed, and focused on your long-term goals.